Okay, I don't know if this is gonna all show up on this video, so I'm gonna try and sit so you can see. So for the next part, we're gonna do a little bit of a wash. You have a supply list for this. You're gonna need a little bowl. You're gonna mix paint with your base coat color paint with a little bit of black um, to darken it up a little bit, and water. Equal parts water with paint. So I already pre-measured my water so to save time on the video. So I'm going to use a half a cup of the paint with a little bit of the black, and then a half a cup of water to thin out the paint. I did not pre-measure the paint, so you're going to have to wait. So I have my paint in my bowl. I'm going to put just a little bit of black in it. Until I get a color that I am happy with. I'm getting black all over the place. I'd say maybe a tablespoon or two. And my water. And now I'm going to use the paintbrush just to kind of mix this up a little bit and make a mess. Okay, so I've been playing with the color here for a little bit, trying to get the right tint, and the black is making it look very gray instead of like a darker shade of cocoa. I probably should have used a darker brown instead, but I'm going to go with it and try it and see what happens, because I can always paint over it. It's no big deal. So I thinned it out. I used equal parts water with equal parts paint, about a half a cup of each, to come up with this watery consistency. So this is the darker shade. Like I said, it looks a little grayer than I was hoping for, but we're going to go with it and hope for the best. You're going to need paper towels on hand. This is going to be to dab off the extra water paint off of the brush, because you would need it to be very light. You don't want the brush saturated when you put it on. You'll see why in a second. So you're going to use this to dab off the excess water off of the brush before you paint it on. You also need on hand a wet, damp wash rag. So I'm going to dip it in the paint, dab it off on my paper towel, and lightly do this. And you'll see, I don't know if you can see it in this or not, it's going to make these streaks. You're not putting on a solid color, you're just making streaks of it like this. And then you're going to take your wet washcloth and lightly take off some of the paint. You're going to go as little or as much as you want until you get a color you like. And you're just going to do that throughout the whole piece. Dip, dab, and brush. I'm not liking this color right now. I'm hoping it'll dry a little different. I'm going to wait to do the front until I experiment with the lighter shade as well, just to see what the final look is going to be before I decide on whether or not I want to continue with this on the front. And you want to try and go in the same direction to make it look grainy. Hopefully you can see this. The lighting down here is not very good, so I apologize if you can't see, but you get the idea. Kind of gives it a grainy wood look. to put this on time lapse until I get the back side done. So you're not watching me paint this whole thing, because that's going to be some boring video. Okay, so this is the look it ended up with. I would have preferred it to be more of a brown cocoa color, but it turned out to be more of a gray that I put over, which will be fine. I think once I do the lighter tint with and mix it with water for the next coat, I think it'll look okay. So I'm going to go with it. I also realized that I forgot to mention in the first part of this that for this portion, that for this technique, the wash, I call it, I don't know if that's what it's technically called, but you can use any cheap paintbrush. This is, I think, a dollar store paintbrush. They come in packs. I think this came in a pack of like 10. It has like a rougher finish so that you're not getting that smooth finish. You don't want a smooth finish. You want it to be streaky like this. So any cheap old paintbrush, I don't even bother washing these. I think they're like $1 for a pack of 5 or something ridiculous. I just throw them away. I don't even bother washing them. So that's what it looks like. I'm going to mix a lighter tint of this paint, and then I will come back and show you. Okay, I've now mixed a lighter shade of my cocoa in here and mixed it with water along with my gray. I'm going to layer this on top of what I've already done here and try to create a washed look. So now I have another brush, another cheapie. Uh-oh. Too light. Damn. Oh, maybe it'll dry a little darker. Well, let's see what happens. Hopefully this is showing up in the video, I don't know. I don't know, I kind of like it. It's not too bad. So you can see it's not real stark contrast. It just kind of adds a little bit of dimension to the colors. So, jury's still out on whether I like it or not. I'll put it on fast time. I'll finish the rest of the back and then let it dry and then decide. Okay, so the back side I did. It's growing on me. I think it'll look good when it's done. So I'm going to leave it and do the front side later on, probably tomorrow or this weekend. I'll get the rest of it